Good afternoon, people. What's
up,
going
fuckers?
on?
All right, I'm eating my lunch, so you'll have to excuse me because I'm hungry as fuck. But I'm gonna hand this one over to Tammy. Boy, do we have some tea shit to tell you, and this is directly out of a customer's mouth, I believe, while they were at the store. Take it away.
Yeah, by how she was talking and how quick she uh called, spoke to somebody at the store, and then called me back. I believe she was at the store. So we went to a customer's house yesterday for issues. And one of the issues is that her pool is a nice shade of green. Okay, and this is not a small pool either. It has a sheer descent wall
Has a sheer descent wall.
and two
It
little
has a negative edge wall. The sheer descent wall has a fountain in each one. There's two of them. Got 5 pumps.
Yeah, so we told her to get her water tested. Now, we weren't originally there for that issue. Um, we're just giving her information on what to do to clear it up. And that way, when she goes to close it, it's not a mess. So, green pool. We told her to go get her water tested at the company that is going to be closing it. Let's just call it Company L, shall we? And now, this is now, I'm going to say the third different area of
Company L.
said Company L. B. We're just going to go with L because that's the first letter that came to mind.
Very fitting, though.
And so, 3 different areas now. Green pool. We told her get her water tested as long as she has no issues with phosphates, nitrates, or total dissolved solids. She should go ahead and dump in 30 gallons of liquid chlorine to clear it up. Because when you have a green, black, foaming pool,
Green, brown, or black, or foam.
you don't want to just put in the bare necessities or just to get you by. You first gotta make sure if you can't see down below to know that there's dirt, mud, leaves, you got to get all that stuff cleaned up first before you can clean the water. Now, if there's any leaves down below, like like one of our customers that we cleared up over the summer had a pool that was as black as my screen. He said, "Oh my God,
But liquid chlorine is going to work on the solids at the bottom of the pool before it's going to clear the water out. It's going to suck the life out of the solids first."
There was a bunch of leaves on the bottom, so we want to attack that first, and then once those are cleared up, all the life is going to get sucked out of them. If you ever see, ever wonder why you have white or transparent leaves floating around in your pool, that's because the chlorine sucked out all the color.
But the problem is you got to have an overabundance of chlorine from the start. So when that process is done, now there's extra left over
clear the
to clear
water.
the water. That's why we do so much, depending on how dark the water is, or depending on the condition of the water, is what depends on the amount of liquid we tell you to use.
So, like that customer I was just speaking of said, "Oh my God, it's like the night of the living dead. All the leaves rose to the top, and his pool was clear." That's what's going to happen. So, we said, after you go get your water tested, send us the printout of their sheet because we already know They're going to try to sell you shit you don't need. All you're worried about right now is clearing up the pool before it gets closed, because you don't ever want to close a nasty ass pool. So she sent
Fast
me
forward to today.
fast forward. She sent me the screenshot of the report. Now her pH was high and her alkalinity was low. Okay, and her phosphates were okay in the amount that were in there, and her nitrates were okay with the amount that were in there. I said, okay, we're not going to worry about the pH and we're not going to worry about the alkalinity, because right now we just want to get the pool cleared for closing. All that stuff can be remedied at the beginning of the season. Okay? None of those levels are going to stop the clearing up process. So I said, so what you want to do is go ahead and get yourself the 30 gallons of liquid chlorine. She then sends me a text and I started to reply, and then she called me and she proceeds to say, okay, which is why I'm thinking she was probably at the store or outside of the store. She proceeds to say, they told me that 1 gallon of liquid chlorine will treat 10,000 gallons of water, which I said, yes, that is correct. And the person behind the counter said, why would they tell you to put liquid chlorine in here? Why wouldn't you just put chlorine tabs in? Come again? Why wouldn't you just put chlorine tabs in? He said, my pool is really green. Yeah, you shouldn't need liquid chlorine. You should only need to put in tabs.
Again, stupid shit.
Time out. What in the ever loving?
Fuck.
Why would you tell anybody to not put liquid chlorine in a green pool to clear it up? One,
Yeah. You have a phone?
where
Charged?
where are you going? Oh, you will be home by 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. So, one, I'm kind of curious. Anybody out there? I would love to know, how is it that tabs in a floater are going to clear up your nasty green pool?
They're not.
Bingo, they're not.
Not enough.
The chlorine tabs are there to keep a chlorine level in the pool.
What level is brought up?
They are not going to magically clear up your pool. You need to have liquid chlorine in order to clear up the nasty pool. Forget about dumping in powdered shock, because then you got to brush it. What happens when you brush it? You can't see down below what you're brushing. One. Two, now you got to wait for that to settle.
Before you can brush it.
It takes longer in order for the shit to settle. Don't touch it. Don't put a robot in it. That's the worst thing you can do in a green pool or a black pool. You don't run the filter system. And said company also had told another company, another customer that had a green pool, that we cleared up with 30 gallons of liquid chlorine and 160% algicide.
within days.
Within days. Actually, it was the next day.
It was actually.
It was the next freaking day, and it was an in ground.
If you want.
So this said company also told that person they need to run the filter system and you need to backwash it 4 times a day.
Every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours, you need to backwash.
So if you have a fucking job, how the hell are you supposed to backwash a pool every 4 hours? If you have a job, full-time job. Riddle me that one, Batman.
Very good question.
Riddle me that one, Batman. With your bat balls.
Now,
because it makes no sense.
The problem is when you have a non-clear pool, the worst thing that you can do is keep running your filter system, because guess what you're doing?
Circulating
You're
shitty
circulating shitty water. And
you just let the tree do the work.
And not only that, this happened to a customer that we picked up quite a few years ago, and we no longer have them. They bought the house. This was an in-ground. They bought a house that had a pool. Okay? They came to us. Okay. So they came to us and they were bi-weekly. Apparently there were issues with the house when they bought it from the previous owner. We don't know how long. We don't know how long that pool sat before it had gotten open. But every time when we went there to service, like I said, every 2 weeks,
Those keep popping up. It's pissing me off.
so every time we were there to service, the pool had a hue of green, and we're like, what the hell? We would clean it up. The pool would be good for a day. Then they would struggle with keeping it clear. And this went on. It did not matter how much chemicals we poured in. We poured in liquid in every orifice of that swimming pool system and pool, plus putting tabs in the skimmer baskets, which we do in extreme conditions. Nothing was working. Well, I said, let's put tabs in the front of the pump. We had gotten them new grids. The very next week, we went there after putting the new grids in. They were covered in green. So I said, there's got to be an issue. This pool sat for how long before they bought it? Who knows if the previous company even closed it correctly? Let's put tabs in the front of the pump basket. There could be algae living in the lines. Well, lo and behold, that was the whole problem. There was algae living in their lines.
We did a lot more than just put. We filled the lines up with liquid chlorine.
I got done saying that. You were out there when I said that.
I hear you say that.
But the point is, anytime you have a green, black, brown pool, and it stays stagnant for a certain amount of time, and then you want to run your system, all that's going through your system. So now everything else is getting covered in algae, and you're just keeping on blooming it. That's all you're doing. So never, 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 never run your filter system when you have a nasty pool.
There's no reason
you can if you want to see water rippling, and you have a filter system where you have a recirculate just to keep the water moving, You can put it in recirculate
if you want.
because it'll bypass the tank.
There's no reason to do that though.
But again, there's no reason to. If it's clearing up, just pour the liquid chlorine in there and let it go over the course of the next
The
few
running of the
days.
filter system does nothing to clear the water. The running of the filter system moves the water. That is all the filter system does. It moves the water and it pulls out the particulate matter, pulls out the solids. It does not do anything for the actual chemistry of the water other than shake it up a little bit. But if you're using liquid, liquid mixes right into the water. I've been doing this for 31 years. All this summer, we have proven this with every single pool that we have cleared up. Not one of those pools this summer or for the past 4 summers have run when they were green, black, or brown to get them cleared up. Not one. Not one. As a matter of fact, if you do it at opening, or if we do it at opening, we don't
Anyway.
unplug the pool.
Hold on.
Let me see.
That
I know.
it was on that button.
I know. That's why you have to put it over here.
That I was
Towards
getting
the
to
end. Now, let's see some. Hold on. Yeah, see, the volume is all the way down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when we open up a pool that is green, brown, or black, we don't even unplug it. We leave the system plugged until the pool is clear. Then we unplug it and run the system. And once that pool is clear, guys, it works. We've been doing it now for 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. Actually, we've been doing it longer than that.
Longer than that.
We've been doing it a lot longer than that. I mean, I've been doing it for the past probably 15 years. But we've really been pushing it. We've been getting more and more popular with it. It works. Let the chemicals do the work. Liquid chlorine and 60% algicide. Liquid chlorine is the only way to effectively clear a pool without it running. Can you use shock? Yes, you can. You can use, I mean, it's all shock. You can use granular shock. You can. But like Tammy was saying, you really want to brush it. You don't want it just to sit on the bottom of the pool. And if you don't know what's on the bottom of the pool or you can't see it, I don't recommend that. Liquid chlorine mixes right in. Why would you not do that? You go glug, 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 glug. It's in. It's going to do its job. That's why we do it that way. This is one of our little secrets. The secret is knowing the amount you need based on the size of the pool and the condition of the water. That's the secret. That's something that we can't tell you. We have to see the water to know. We just know.
Like said company, Company L
Ironically,
said,
that letter.
why would you want to use that much? See, they're telling everybody to put in the amount based on the pool size. They're not seeing the photos. They're not understanding the fact that you got to go over and above what you normally would put in.
Right. You need
to
a surplus.
clear it up.
You need a surplus because after the shit's cleared up on the bottom, the solids, there needs to be extra now to be able to bleach the water back to clear.
But
Plain and simple.
For any company to sit there and say, why wouldn't you just put chlorine tabs in?
And this is a professional,
It's freaking ridiculous.
wide company.
If you
Pool
walk
company.
if you walk into a quote unquote pool store and they tell you something that retarded, run fast the other direction. Because and she even said herself, again, this is now the third different area of the same said company. If you want to know the company, you can hit me up privately. I'm not going to say it on here. I should. I really want to go to their stores and say, "What are you doing?"
Again, nationwide company.
She said every time Every time I go into the store, they're trying to sell me all kinds of stuff. And again, that's not the first, the second, or the third time we've heard that.
Nope.
Um,
This is what's happening in the pool industry today, guys. This is
and,
why we
and,
keep getting busier and busier.
and all you guys and gals know when we hear, just when we think we hear stupid, something more stupider. And
More
yes, I
stupider.
said it that way for a reason.
Oh, yeah, true. Touche.
Something else comes along and it surpasses what we heard.
And you know, this just goes along with what we were saying on the one live not that long ago about the lack of knowledge in the pool industry. Here it is again, slapping us in the face. Lack of knowledge in the pool industry. Guys, the pool industry is just running dry on knowledge. It's absolutely pathetic. Sorry, not sorry.
So,
And they're wasting your money. They're taking your money, is what they're doing. They're keeping you coming back and coming back because it's not clear up. Oh, you need this now. You need this now. No, you don't. Call us. We'll tell you exactly what you need. Send us the damn pictures. We'll tell you what you need. We'll get you cleared up ASAP. And it will not take months. It will not take weeks.
and now you know what? What I think I'm going to do is, if anybody does that, like she did, I'm gonna start asking. You tell me what they told you to do,
Yeah.
because I'm kind of curious. And
I hate to say this, guys, but these other pool companies, the people that are taking over these other pool companies, or the people that these big companies are hiring, they don't have the knowledge. I'm sorry, but they just don't. This is being proven
no,
more and more every day.
for somebody to say just put tabs in a floater
Do
to
you have any
clear
idea
up
how
your
long that
pool,
pool would take to clear, if it even cleared up? That's
that
not nearly enough. Like, that's ridiculous. Absolutely absurdly stupid.
kudos that the person knew 1 gallon treats 10,000 gallons. So I'll give them that. But to sit there and say,
And why would you even say that?
just put
What does
tabs
that,
in,
what does that matter? Just sell the product that they're asking for. They had a professional pool company out and told them how much, someone who obviously clears up pools better than your company does, because we've been doing it all summer. And guess what? We've cleared up 3 or 4 that your company wasn't able to in different areas. That's saying something. Sorry. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Guys,
feel like a cartoon right about
it's unreal.
Bugs Bunny cartoon.
I cannot fathom how these companies are staying in business and why people keep trusting them. It floors me. I'm just blown away.
And
there's no end in sight to this shit.
no, I'm sure there's going to be something else that's even dumber, that we're probably going to look at the customer like they have 10 different heads when they tell us. Because it always happens. Just when we think we've heard it all, something else comes about. But that's what we had on that. Um, if we think of anything else, hear of anything else, or just ain't got nothing better to do and we want to hang out with all you beautiful people, you'll see us again tonight. But
I got nothing.
That's all I got.
All right, y'all. Again, if you have if you have anything you need, let us know. 610-780-3614. It's the phone line. Text is always best, or email cvpoolpros@gmail.com. Send us pictures of the pool and the filter system, your full name, your area, city and state. And here you go. What?
Start
Cool.
receipt.
We also did just sign up for. I'll let Tammy tell you about this because she actually talked to the guy more than I did. We just signed up for.
I don't know why I screenshotted that because I'm gonna.
I don't know why you screenshot it either. We did sign up. I'll let Tammy tell you.
Well, this was really. We don't want to. We'll do a separate
All right.
one.
All right. Everybody have a
guess
good
what?
day.
Wait for it.
Wait for
Wait
it.
for it.
We'll talk to you later on. Next time. See ya.